Greetings, my human friends. This is Rudolf of Germany, the tall white alien, giving you a new piece of information on an old subject. Something which might not have the entertainment value you expect from flipping through all kinds of videos on YouTube, trying to entertain yourself, laugh a little, cry a little. All these things while you're turning YouTube on. I'm not here to entertain you. My time is too valuable to entertain you. For that, you have plenty of other channels. I am here to inform you. Not all of you, of course, but a very small fraction of you who are interested in survival. I've been speaking about the coronavirus, I've been speaking about 5G, I have been speaking about the connection between both of it, and I have been speaking about the pole shift and other things. In the last video, I gave you a little wrap-up about it. Today, I would like to give you some kind of idea how all of this plays together and what chance you actually have to survive in times like these. Just to start with, and to make it simple and not too scientific, because most of you have an attention span of about 2 to 3 minutes. And what I'm talking about right now has something directly to do with it. Human attention span is decreasing at an alarming rate. And why is this so? Is it simply because people have so much more information to digest on a daily basis? Is it simply because there is so much impact on your mind from media, so you can only flip through all kinds of little things 1 minute at a time? Or is there another reason you cannot concentrate anymore? Well, let me tell you. It is a known fact under you humans that children to the age of 8, up to the age of 8, have a pineal gland 5 to 8 times as large as the one a grown-up human being has. An adult is experiencing a continuous shrinking of the very most important organ of the body. And the pineal gland is sitting right in the middle of the brain. It is a tiny little gland, which is the extremely most important piece you own. Why? Well, the pineal gland is regulating the flow of your hormones. Your hormones are being to 90% produced in your gut. From there, the hormones are traveling through your spinal cord into your brain, and these hormones are supposed to enter the pineal gland, where they will be transformed in the DNA, so the 70 billion new cells you produce per second are going to be regulated, and the 70 billion old used up cells you try to dispel every second can be dispelled. But the pineal gland has been shrinking over time from the size of that of an 8-year-old, for example, to the size of an adult, and it is being so small as it looks like a raisin basically, and cannot do the job. It cannot regulate the onslaught of new cells and the disposal of old cells. And That's the reason you create all kinds of diseases inside of yourself. You have the ability of memory and concentration diminished. That is the reason most people can only watch this or other videos 2 to 3, maximum 4 minutes, and then they get bored because it's an overload of information. This information cannot be processed simply because the most important part of your brain does not function to its full capacity. The thalamus, the part of your brain which is basically wrapping or under the pineal gland, has to do the job the pineal gland is supposed to be doing, the exchange of cells. And this can only be done partly by this part of the brain because it has also other functions. It's also the reptilian brain, as many of you might know. So this alone, because the old cells cannot be disposed and the new cells cannot be put in place, will take away about 25 years of your life because of a much faster aging and also the onslaught of various diseases of your body and of your mind. Because the pineal gland is also the gland, the organ of your body, which is responsible for memory, for thinking, for feeling, and for all the functions which make you part of the human species, to make you a conscious human being. But your consciousness is being taken away by today's onslaught of high electromagnetic waves. And this is the reason, my dear friends, the electromagnetic waves, which are 15,000 times as strong as the one which is natural and necessary for life, which are being constantly in flow of planet Earth. And also the waves, the electromagnetic waves, which feed all the cells of your body, which are also in harmony with the ones of Earth. Now, of course, with electromagnetism, 5G and even 5.2, 3, and 4, there is a multitude of electromagnetism basically attacking Mother Earth, all animals and all people, which leads to the shrinking of this very most important part of your brain, which is, as I said, responsible for the exchange of healthy cells and the disposal of the old cells. So, your aging process is being speeded up, you get sick, you are open to virus and disease, and that is the reason. And many people ask, what is this amulet for? Well, the ingrained part over here in the amulet has a particular reason. And the reason for this is to protect you from most of the enormous amounts of electromagnetism which are directly hitting your pineal gland and are responsible for you becoming practically physically and mentally retarded. In one of the last videos I have been speaking about 5G and the loss of human collective memory. People say, what has that to do with it? Well, I spoke about it a month or two later. The first morons, the first brainless people on planet Earth start taking down all kinds of monuments which could even remind you of your collective past. I said there will be no more collective past in the future because it will be wiped out. And there's a good reason for it. Because the ones who are running the show are interested in putting their own history in place and making a brand new human being. All this has been told to you. But remember, the pineal gland is the most important part of your body. And a strong and healthy pineal gland, which can be protected by this amulet, because this amulet has the power of not only protection, but repairing your cells, repairing the flow of the waters of the DNA, which is responsible for cell renewal. And you have the idea that the DNA is maybe some spiroform inside of your cells. No. The DNA has the function of an antenna. And the antenna of the DNA is in form of round waves which extend far, far beyond the human body. It's going out hundreds of miles around every single being. And these antennas are being basically in contact with other sensuous beings in the universe, with other humans, animals, with whatever is alive. And this constant back and forth, this constant exchange, make it possible for us to have a conscious mind. And the antennas of the DNA are being basically strengthened, basically having the help of this particular engraving in our amulets. People don't understand it and think this is maybe some kind of magical work. No, it is purely tall, white science. And there's so much more to it. I could go into many, many different and much deeper forms of how the mind and the body works, how the energies play together, how the waters, basically, which every DNA is collecting from the air, how the waters are important. I spoke about water before. I made videos about water and that we are mostly made up of water. And our DNA inside the cells are collecting water. But people do not have enough fantasy to understand. And the ones of you who do, think it over. Plus, I will in the future, for the ones who are in our DNA enhancement program, make some very special videos how to even boost the enhancement of the DNA to enlarge the pineal gland again so it can work on a better exchange of old and new cells, give you the opportunity to live 25 to 30 years longer, healthier, and having a better memory and a better enlightened mind, which is in the end the most important thing. That your mind is enlightened, you become one with the universe. But this is only the end product of the work we are doing. So look forward if you are part of the DNA program, even if you are already enrolled for the last 5 years or so, you will get this particular work. These particular emails I send, you will get them for free, of course, because you have been participating for years. And the ones who have not, they can also get this work, so your pineal gland can grow and you can enhance your life quality and the length of your life. You can also get this, but of course you have to enroll into the system. For that, I will make a special video, Rudolf of Germany.